Hello, this is Gilgamesh. I want to talk about one of my favorite John Woo movies, The Killer. This movie, it's what's interesting about it. It deals with a hitman or an assassin played by Chow Yun-fat and a police officer. Okay, and there's a woman at the center of this story. Yeah, and it's an hour and 51 minutes. It's written and directed by John Woo, produced by Troy Hark. Yeah, Chow Yun-fat, Danny Lee, and Sally Yee. And there's a whole thing at the end where John Woo talks about the movie, and he had a different idea that he was gonna have a love triangle, but Sally Yee he only had her for a certain time, so he had to change the story, and she didn't come back. And like I said, he talks absolutely really good English in the movie. And this movie starts out where John, he actually tells Jennifer, that's Sally, who, due to when he's, involved in taking out a target, she ends up getting blind due to his actions, cause her to go blind. And he actually gives his real name to her. Only person. And this is, and then we have, Danny Lee, who's Inspector Lee Young. And he's basically trying to find who this person is. He figures he's not like other hitmen. He actually has a conscience. And it shows in the movie the way that he takes care of Jennifer, find out that she needs surgery, so and he has a friend who basically is like his contact with the underworld of Hong Kong. And that thing about under the triad and everything, they call each other brothers. Yeah, they give them the names like brother, and his contact gives him another job to do, and he succeeds in it, but then he starts getting chased. And of course, this guy right here is, I think it's Shing Fu On. He plays Wong Ho. He's basically the one that ordered his uncle killed, but then he wants him dead because of what happened the first hit. He doesn't know this. A little girl gets caught up in when they're trying to kill him, and he takes her to the hospital. And this is where Danny Lee realizes this guy is not like other. He actually has a conscience. That's why he drove to the hospital to get the girl help. And he figures out, who, he ends up, find out who Jenny, that's her name, Jenny, and runs into her. And this is how he'll end up meeting, Jung, who's, the hitman. And, their relationship goes from bad guy hitman to cop. And then as the movie progresses, they have a conversation at one point in the movie, and he realizes, he's not a terrible person. He's just doing a job. But, he also says you should turn it's all about Jenny. Her eyes are going, she's losing her eyesight. And he says at one point, this movie's tragic as shit. The end of the movie is so fucking tragic because he says, if anything happens to me, give her my eyes. And I won't give away the ending. This movie was remastered in 4K. There's a whole thing at a church where it ends so tragic for the characters. Like I said, I'm not going to give it the ending away. This is one worth seeing, and the story's well structured. It's another one of those John Woo films from beginning to end that's just a masterpiece, like Hard Boiled. His stuff in Hong Kong was probably the best movies he made, and there was a whole thing he did, explaining the movie and how he made changes to fit that. Instead of it being a love triangle, because he didn't have Sally for very long, that he had to change it to, a friendship comes out of a cop and a hitman. Yeah. And how this shit at the end is so amazing. And John Woo said, I like things, I like hearing loud things blow up and, guns and everything going off. So, and I'll say this. Shing, who's the main bad guy of this movie, everybody's fantastic, but he's particularly really fun to watch. As villains go, to have a hitman kill your uncle and then try to kill the hitman because he realized he may have been compromised and you're worried it's going to come back to you. It's like, Yeah, just pay the man, he'll go away. That's all he wants. He wants his money, and then he'll disappear, and you don't have to worry. He's never going to come after you. He just wants to take Jenny, get her to America to get her eye surgery, because of what he's responsible for what happened to her. And Chow Yun-fat, of course, amazing actor. Everybody's great in this movie. And Danny Lee as, these two total, interest in how they're different yet kind of the same. They both want to make sure nothing happens to Jenny, and they've come to understand that he puts himself in Jung's, sits in his home and he starts thinking like him and realizes this guy's not like other hitmen. He actually feels bad when innocent people like the little girl and Jenny get caught up in what he does. It's not him getting hurt, it's them getting hurt. And like I said, the shootout at the end is amazing. And this is where John Woo really, using two guns and everything, and it's just like, yeah, it's a bloody shootout. This is probably, it is up there as, hit, as far as great movies go. Yeah. And give it to the cast. They do an amazing job. Chow Yun-fat, Danny Lee, and Sally Yi are the three main stars of this movie, but you've also got, you got Xing Fu On. I think that's how you pronounce his, another Hong Kong Chinese. Of course, they're Chinese, but goddamn. And then you have Barry Wong here as Lee's boss, who kind of doesn't like him, and he even says, "I don't like you because you're a hothead and you rush into things." And yeah, so this is a movie highly worth seeing. It'll probably be on and definitely be on Amazon, but I would really recommend you see it because of what this movie is. It's a great story about a friendship comes out between a hitman and a cop. Yeah, you wouldn't think that, but that movie, it works the way John Woo tells the story, and he wrote it the fact that he wanted it to be one thing, but he changed it because he wasn't going to have the main actress there for that long, and so he changed it to a buddy between a criminal, a hitman, and a cop. And it's tragic. It has a very tragic ending, and yet it's an amazing film. So yeah, I highly, highly recommend this. You probably find it on Amazon. You can search where to find this movie if you didn't see it in theaters, because it's not there anymore. They've put in for a short time and then it's gone. It's remastered in 4K and everything. It'll be on DVD and everything. So I highly recommend it. This is Gilgamesh. I will talk to you later. Bye.